Hi guys, this is Monday and it is 4th of July and we're supposed to be celebrating our independence. For some, it might be great, for some, it might not be. But one thing we know for certain, that if we have faith, everything is going to fall into place. It's a faith thing. So let's go. Hi, my name is Paula Simon, a believer who 25 plus years ago made a decision that changed my life, strengthened my faith, which led to a closer walk with God. On this channel, I encourage women to be more proactive in their lives and to embrace changes one step at a time. If you are new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber or visitor, welcome also. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the notification button so YouTube will let you know when a new video is uploaded. Also, please share. It will be greatly appreciated. Guys, about 2 Sundays ago, if you listen to my channel or you listen to my videos, I am a member of the Potter's House in Dallas, Texas, where Bishop T.D. is the leading pastor of that church. And he had a sermon. It's a faith thing. The scripture was based on Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1 to 6. And as usual, why I love T.D. Jakes is that you might have a familiar or a popular scripture that you always heard or you've been repeating for years. But then he shine a different lighter aspect of it. And listening to him, as usual, was interesting, but it was very, very interesting because in this time, faith is being threatened, honestly. Because at time we question whether or not God is listening to us, whether or not God is going to provide for us, because there is so much of suffering, there's so much of injustice, there's so much of hurt and harm that you want to know sometimes, is he sleeping? In this sermon, he addressed several areas, but I'm going to highlight the three that really resonate with me. One is that faith is a common denominator. It has no respect for person. It has no saying that, okay, if you're intellect or if you're a dropout, providing you believe in God and you trust God and you got the hope that God is going to work for you, faith going to work for everyone. And at times we have this problem because, especially as a believer, in the Christian circle, they have a way of knowing whether one is really a follower of God because we judge each other based on how the life we live and all of these sort of stuff. Oh, I don't see he at church, or I don't see she at church, or they don't think they're a tither and all of these other stuff. But whether you're in the church or you're out of the church, if you have the faith and you believe in God, it's a common denominator. It's going to work for you. As the scripture said, that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So, as I said, regardless of where you are intellectually or whether or not you read the Bible every year or you know the code verse, faith works on hope. And if you don't have hope, faith can't work. And this is the second thing. It's that because we know this verse of the Bible or we know about this chapter of the Bible, we tend to think, okay, we know it and it's just there. But it does not remove the importance of that scripture. If we do not have hope, faith cannot work. Without hope, we render faith worthless. And I never even look at it that way. It's that we will say, okay, we have faith. And I had said it several times in previous videos, is that people say, oh, you believe God, but we might talk about God, but we do not talk to God. You could say, oh, I know God heal, but if you don't honestly believe it, or you got the hope and the strong feeling that my Father is going to come true for me, it's nowhere faith will able to work. And that creates a struggle for us. It creates a struggle for our walk. It even creates a struggle with our testimony and our witness, because I might be saying it to you, but in my head I saying, oh, this God thing don't work. And having faith, but if there's no hope, faith cannot work. Another thing that you really brought home to me is that we think that faith is like a pep talk. So if we say all these affirmations and we affirm and we could talk ourselves, we will have faith. But what we got to realize, that saying we have faith is not having faith. We have to have faith in God. along with the hope in order for faith to work. Because if we don't have hope, as I said before, we render faith worthless. So it is something that like I never even thought about before. And I never perceived persons saying, I have faith, I have faith, I have faith that it would work. But then as I start thinking about it, I look at me and say, oh, I have faith. Yes, I got faith, God will work it out for me. Yes, I got faith. I have faith. But no, not faith is not willpower. We have to have faith in God because we can't will ourselves to faith. Our faith is attached to God. And along with it being attached to God, when we give God the manure to grow the faith, or the foundation for the faith to work, which is hope, then everything will be okay. You know, he said that's why sometimes you might experience haters, as they will say in your life, because they're looking at you. They know your story. They know perhaps how much money you've worked for. They know all what you did and what you don't do, how educated you are, whether you, whatever it is. And they look and judge you. And they can't understand how certain things is happening in your life. They might not understand how you able to buy the house. They just can't understand that. I could remember when I got my car in Georgia and I was encouraging a friend. I said, yes, it is possible Toyota is doing this. Because guys, I got a car, a brand new 2010 car in 2009, 0% down. I did not pay car payment for 2 months. I get my car note without interest. Without interest. So when I told this friend she needed a car and I was encouraging her, she said later on her sister said I'm lying because it's not possible. How you can get a car note without paying interest? Yes, that every time I go to get the car detail or the regular maintenance and they're trying to sell me a new car, every time they pull up my record, the guy always looking, somebody looking at me, you don't pay no interest? They could not believe it. I didn't argue for it. I didn't ask for it. I didn't even know it was possible. But you know what? I talked to my father and I had the faith that my father is going to work something out for me. But I could not have imagined that he would work it out in such a ridiculous way that for 5 years, every time someone hear or they look at my car information, they cannot believe that I got a car without paying interest to Toyota. The cost of the car was divided between the 5 years, right? So that is it. You might have haters in your life and you just can't understand because they're looking at you and they know you one way. But as T.D. Jakes said, look, Abraham was not a righteous man. Abraham wasn't righteous. But you know what? Because he has faith and because he has faith in God's book, God rendered him righteous. And because God rendered him righteous, God was able to work in his life. And this it they don't know how God render you. In God books, they don't know. They watching at you as how to know you. Paula or Janet or Diana or whatever is in it. They're looking at you at what they know. Not realize that God knows more. So they just can't answer, oh, she lied. How she said she went in there, she get the job and they paying she had the money. She didn't get no bonus. There's a big liar. Well, no, she get the money. But how in this time, people don't pay people bonus like that. They don't give you that kind of employment and package. She's not educated enough. She ain't even worked the place that long. How come they give she have such a big severance pay? Because they were looking at you, their eyes. They can't even check with God because God would not discuss you with them. They can't check with God to see how he render you in his book. So it's a faith thing. And I'm telling you, that sermon opened my eyes in so many ways. All we have to do is live right by our Father. Our Father don't judge us by works, he judges us by our heart and our belief. Because he knows your heart, he knows mine. And regardless of what I might feel about you, or you might feel about me, or you feel about anybody else, our Father knows our heart. And it's that he used to show up in our lives. You can't determine my tomorrow and I can't determine yours. Only our Father could. And providing we have him here and he know we're trying to live right, he didn't expect perfection because he know we ain't no surprise to him. But all this all we have to do is seek our Father, seek his guidance, and make sure our heart is right with him. And another thing, when you know you messed up, because even if you're unconscious of it, you bring it to your attention. Ask for his forgiveness. Forgive yourself and move on. As much as possible, do not continue in it. You know it's wrong. Ask his forgiveness. Forgive yourself and move on. And I pray that you will think about it. It's a faith thing. If you get a chance, go and listen to that sermon. Because I ain't even touch it. It was over an hour and I cannot explain it like him. So I just giving you little snippets of what I gathered from it. There might be some other part will be more important to you. But it's a faith thing. And if you get a chance, read Hebrews chapter 11. It's 1 to 6, but you could read the entire chapter. So take care and have a blessed day. And we will talk later. Bye.